Hi, how are you? Happy Friday. Long holiday weekend. And welcome to Instagram Live. Today our guest is Victor Cruz. Thank you guys so much for joining Coach Venus. Okay, so today I can't work out because I've got to rest my legs. So sometimes you got to know when to listen to your body. And so this week we haven't been doing workouts because I've got to prepare myself for my day job. But that's okay. I'm still here with you. And being an 11 and being at your best is more than just moving your body. It's also how you think and how you take care of yourself outside of movement. So Victor is going to share it with us. He's a Super Bowl champion 2012. Incredible feeling. So he's going to share with us what's that like and what he's been doing. Lots of stuff. So we have a lot in common, he and I. So first, I'd like to say thank you for joining. Second, we're raising money for the Equal Justice Initiative. I am matching every single donation that you give, so please give. I will give also. Thank you so much for your generosity. Please go to my link in bio and you can opt in for email updates on when we're working out, who we're working out with, all of those different things. And fingers crossed, I'll be going back to competition shortly, so those times will change a little bit. So you just need to stay updated on when we're working out and those times so I can adjust to like my matches, fingers crossed. And guys, use the code Coach Venus for 20% off at 11 by Venus. So let's just give some shout outs. I think I just saw Victor come. There he is. Hi. Let's give some shout outs to all of our friends that are here, all our regulars, all the new people. Hi, Athletic Mike. Hi, Raciel Garcia. Hi, Ayers. Hi, Haley, Liz. Hello. Hi, everyone. Okay, let's get Victor on right now so we can. Here it goes. Here it goes. We're waiting for Victor. Victor.
What's up?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Let me just turn you up here. We're good.
I'm so happy to see you.
So happy to see you as well. Happy to see you doing well. Happy to see that you're breathing, doing well during all of this. It's been pretty rocky, but we're all here. We're staying strong.
Yeah, you can't take breathing for granted. Who would have ever thought, right?
Exactly. Crazy.
Exactly. And I just want to say hello. We have a lot in common. We can talk about that. Obviously, thanks for coming on. I'm sorry it couldn't work out. You're an athlete. You know what it's like. I'm in this place where I've got to like rest my knees.
100%.
So, thank you for coming on to chat with us. I hope you'll come back though, so we can actually work out one day.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down to come back. I'm down to do this again. You know, I always love seeing you. We always have great conversation, great rapport. So anything to do to help you and whatever you got going on. I see you got donating for Equal Justice Initiative. I will donate as soon as this is over and make sure that we're giving, make sure everyone's giving, and making sure that we're doing our part to shed light on these situations and what's going on out here.
Thank you so much, and thank you for agreeing to raise money together. And I read an article also in People magazine where you are having to break down to your daughter what's happening in America, why it's happening, and the whole history of it. And what's that been like?
It's been interesting, because it's like obviously something that you don't think you have to do as a parent. But as obviously she's getting older, she's 8 years old, and we're watching CNN, and we just happen to be watching it, and it's all kind of unfolding. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at her, and I'm just like, wow, I haven't really explained what all this is. She just kind of sees it, and obviously even in her circles, they talk about it. I hear them on their calls with her friends, and they're playing games, and I can hear the conversation.
What's that perspective like? How do 8-year-olds see it?
I think they just see it as like they're like, they know about George Floyd was the glaring thing for them. They know about George Floyd. They knew about the officer putting his knee on his neck. They knew that was part of the reason why he died. Like they knew all of these things just from their conversation. And I'm sure other areas of media where they get their information from, or just even hearsay, even just hearing your parents talk about it, you understand exactly what's going on. So fast forward now, I'm, telling her not only the history of George Floyd, but all the way back to slavery and what that was like and how we had to fight for that and overcome that and then segregate. So I'm literally walking her through all of it. And I could tell it was a lot for her to handle, obviously, at 8 years old. Mm-hmm. But it was eye-opening for her. And I think it kind of struck her like this is a real, like there's a whole different world out here that I'm not even familiar with.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that I was able to give her some knowledge on that, because that'll kick in later in life when she hears certain things and be like, oh, my dad told me about that when I was younger. you know?
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Today is actually a significant day because it was the first day in Little Rock that integration started to happen in the South in schools. So
Yeah.
Elizabeth Ann Eckford was kind of the poster child for this, and 15 years old, what she went through. I can't imagine being one of those handful of young boys and girls who had to go to school and face what they faced. A part of you would have been, wow, I think I just want to go back to my school. The fact that they
Exactly.
figured it out, incredible. And it just brought tears to my eyes. And part of it is, and I'm a friend of mine, and he's posting this week about, he's a photographer, about Nelson Mandela and what he went through. And it just brings tears to your eyes, just how humans hurt each other. It just hurts. It just
Yeah.
really hurts. But I'm happy we can talk about it and move forward. I'm happy that this moment doesn't exist anymore because she fought and everyone else fought. Now, at least now, these aren't issues. We have other issues to deal with, but we're moving forward.
Exactly. And I'm happy that we have those people, you know, that went against the grain and that took that leap of faith and had the courage to do something like that. You know, I don't even think I would have the courage. If you tell me that I'm about to start a new school next year and it's going to be integrated with white people during a time where there were, you know, black people were being hosed in the streets, you know what I mean? So I'd be like, I'm not going there. Like, I'm going to be, you know, it's going to be very, very difficult for me here every single day. And it was for them. But the fact that they had the courage and the, you know, and the backing from their parents and people that supported them in the black community to do something like that, it just opens doors for everything that we're trying to do now and in the future, of course.
Yeah, there were so many who helped along the way. There was when she got caught into this crowd of people, there was a Caucasian woman, and her name was Grace Lorch. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But she grabbed her, put her in the car, and took her home. And this woman's family was under fire after that, and they weren't safe. So there are people who, want to do the right thing, and she took a risk. And
Yeah.
so the whole story for me is just like my heart to see such kindness, but also to see such inequity. So this is today.
Exactly.
Tomorrow is a better day.
Absolutely.
We got a lot on our plates right now between COVID and dealing with inequality.
So much. It's just the timing of it all feels so heavy, and it was a few weeks back after the George Floyd thing. I just remember, like, you know, going on my socials and bringing awareness to everything, and I've completely dedicated like my entire Instagram to just social injustice and shedding light and providing information and black business. And I just and it just struck me, like, why wasn't I doing this before? You know, why wasn't I paying this much attention and giving this back to my own community so much more than before? But now that we're here, I'm excited to continue to put my best foot forward. And but it was, you know, I had a little bit of a breakdown before, and it was heavy. You know, it was just heavy, the fact that with the pandemic, along with social injustice and the black communities and everything that's going on, it just really affected me. And you know, in that moment, I called my parents, I called my mom, I called the people that care for me, and I'm just people to vent to, just talking, just get my feelings out, and that really helped me move forward. But it wasn't easy, and I know I wasn't the only one. You know, I know I wasn't the only one out there that was going through those heavy times, especially early on throughout all of this.
Yes. And you mentioned something where you said, why wasn't I saying something before? I think, for example, Colin Kaepernick, he tried to say something. The whole world said, no, you're wrong. And I've expressed this also, that racism was unpopular. If you talked about it, people said, no, this doesn't exist, you're wrong. And so even if you tried to talk about it, it fell on deaf ears. And what's most encouraging for me right now is that you can speak up.
Yeah.
You can talk about it. We can resolve it if you can talk about it.
Yeah.
And once you start talking, that action follows.
Yeah, I agree. I think the biggest part for me, or I think for us, was that, like, we were just immune to it. We just, you know, racism was just all around us. We learned how to navigate through it, as opposed to saying, no, this isn't okay. I think that's the part. We were just learning how to, you know, don't go out when it's too late. Make sure you got your receipt when you buy things. And, you know, make sure you're looking everybody in the eyes and you're respectful. Like, my mother used to tell me these things, you know, even little things like in the black community, when you're like, yo, be safe. You know, like when you're saying bye to someone, you should have to tell someone to be safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, people should walk around and feel safe all the time. but we just became accustomed to being immune to it and how to channel around it, as opposed to trying to put a stop to it. I feel like.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. So it's definitely also opened my eyes. Like, okay, I should be doing more, even if it was unpopular, even if no one would have believed me. I should have done more. So here we are. We're
Here
doing.
we are. Now we're
Here
doing
we
more.
are.
Yeah.
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 For your
I'm
8-year-old
excited.
daughter, I don't have a kid yet, but I have nephews and nieces and all those things, and
Of
people I care
course.
about, and the community that I care about. So we could talk about this forever. Let's talk a little bit about.
Exactly.
Actually, when I saw you last, I was dancing. This was at Super Bowl, right?
In the rain, too. In the
In
rain.
the rain. In the rain. I like to have a
Yes.
good time.
No, that was so much fun. I mean, Super Bowl is always a good time, right? It's always just, you know, you're going to have great events. You know, you're going to be around great people and have fun. And obviously seeing you there, we've known each other for quite some time, and to kick back and chill and have a drink and relax felt good, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. The rain was a bummer
The
because
rain was definitely a bummer. That party
Megan
was
Thee
going to be
Stallion
good.
was going to be good.
Yes, it was going to be good. The rain just sucked, but it is
Yeah.
what it is. It's Miami, right?
Yeah. So where was Carlos?
Where was Carlos? Carlos just pops up out of nowhere
Is he
sometimes.
here? Like, where is he?
Is he in there somewhere? Carlos just kind of
Who's
comes out of the
online?
shadows.
Yeah. So for those of you guys who don't know, we have the same agent. So we've crossed paths a lot over the years, but Carlos usually never misses a good event. So I'm shocked that he wasn't there.
Never. He must have saw the weather. He must have saw the weather report. Was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and skip this one because it's gonna rain. I see it.
How's your wife? She's so lovely.
She's great. I'm actually here in her house here in LA, and she just moved to a new spot, so I've been helping her get everything together here, and it's just been great just being out here with her. Obviously, I was home with my daughter during the quarantine, getting her through school and everything. Then I got to fly out to LA and visit my lady for a while too, so it's been cool.
That's nice. That's
Yeah,
nice.
exactly.
It's hard though because I've seen that where families are separated, and trying to figure that out is really hard.
Yeah, it's very difficult, and it takes a lot of just communication. I mean, I know it's like a simple thing, but it's not as easy as it may seem sometimes. But when you have that communication and you're on the same page, and you're able to just tell each other how you feel, scheduling, I mean, it just makes everything just go so much easier.
Yeah.
And it's been that way with Kennedy. You know, it's been fairly seamless, and we just communicate and we have conversation. We talk about what Kennedy's going to do, what she's not going to do, what the next 3 months look like. You know, we have those conversations. So when you have that communication level, it just makes everything else easy.
Right. And your wife is so supportive of this. How do I find someone supportive? Or wait, no, before we get there, how do I become supportive? I'm not supportive.
Okay, how do you become support? I think
How do I become supportive?
You're supportive. Venus, stop it. You're supportive.
You
think so? Someone has to bring the supportive nature out of you. That's what it is. And then you become you need something to nurture. You know what I mean?
It's not my fault.
No, it's not.
They gotta bring that out of me.
Yes.
I support my tennis.
You gotta have a reason to nurture. You know what I'm saying?
Should the reason be because the person has a six-pack?
That could be one of the reasons. There could be many reasons. I could just be one of them.
Okay.
Out of the many, however long your list is.
Carlos and I, both of us. I'm telling you, we have the same illness.
Exactly.
Okay, he's gonna fire me now.
For sure.
He's done with me now. I love Carlos. Do you know how we met?
No.
I met Carlos. I was just turned 17, and my dad would always grab people and say, "Come hit with my daughter. We're at a tournament." And I was like new on tour, and Carlos comes out and he starts hitting the ball with me because, you know, Carlos played tennis in college. And this is like one of the only times me and my dad ever argued. We got in an argument. And Carlos probably thinking, yet another dysfunctional sports family. I got so mad at my dad that day. But that's how we met. And then we started working together in 99, and it's been 21 years. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, in that game, because I know Carlos likes to play a lot of tennis shirtless. Did he have his shirt on? Hopefully he had a shirt on at this time. Because anytime I see him on the ground playing tennis, he doesn't have a shirt on. I'm like, Los, let's get a shirt on, Los. Okay, we'll leave him alone. We'll leave him alone on that. But Carlos is great.
Carlos, we love you.
We love you,
man. And
I think with Carlos is that he has this nature of understanding his client, you know, and anything that I've ever brought to Carlos that he may not have known about or that it was new to him, the next time I saw him, he had a full breakdown on not only what I gave him, but like the culture behind it and why they did this and why. And I'm just like, Los, you really are good at this. Like, this is really, like, you are made to do this because you understand how it is to take care of people. You understand how to put their interest before yours. Because I think that's what a lot of agents do is they look at themselves as the celebrity. Exactly, right? And they want to be the one at the forefront and be the face of their business when your entire life form is to put other clients at the forefront of their respective business. You're supposed to work in the shadows almost, you know? So I think Carlos understands that because he comes from a lineage of old school marketing worlds that understand the client is always first. And I think it helps him now in this world, this new age of marketing, because he still has that old school mentality. You know, that's never going to go away.
I agree. And also, I think that agents sometimes have these egos. And most of all, sometimes they're not kind.
Yes.
And I'm a kind person, and I need people around me who are going to be kind, and I don't want anyone representing me like horribly. So Carlos is kind. I've never heard a terrible thing about him. Everyone is saying he's amazing. So you and I have really lucked out because that's not always the norm. It's at least 50% not the way, and that's being generous.
Exactly, and that's being generous. And there's a lot of agents out there that may start off in your favor, and you know, like all of our careers, they've had ups, they have downs. And Carlos been there for the downs just as much as he was there for the ups. And that's another thing that I commend him for, because there could have been a moment where he was like, look, you're not, you know, doing as well as you once were. You're retired. It's different now and blah, blah, blah. And he could have jumped ship a long time ago, but he stuck with me, and we've done great things together. Obviously during my playing days, but even in my post career, we continue to do great work. So Carlos has been great. See, Carlos, we break you down to build you back up again.
So let's talk about ups and downs. Let's talk about ups. Let's talk about Super Bowl, because beating the New England Patriots, amazing.
Incredible. It's great. I mean, they just got Cam Newton too, which is like, I just needed to talk. The fact that Cam Newton is a New England Patriot under Bill Belichick is going to be,
another playing.
Carlos. Another Carlos signee. Shout out to Cam and Carl, obviously. But I think that's going to be incredible. Going to the Super Bowl, though, it was just I just remember warming up, right? And I'm looking out, and it was completely different than any other game, right? It was like, there is no, you know, Giants logo on this side and that side. I mean, there wasn't the end zone, but it's like the Super Bowl. It's completely different. There's different everything, the colors. And then you look on the sideline, and you see all these legends, Troy Aikman, you know, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin. You know, and then you look to the left, and you just got Dion over there doing his NFL Network thing, and all these different plays. And you're like, okay, this is the biggest one. Like, this game is different than any other game I'll ever play in my entire life. Little League, all the way up. This is it. You know, this is the one you watch on TV every year.
How do you deal with that, though? Because I often wonder how you guys do that, because we have 4 Grand Slams a year. So if I somehow don't do it in one, I'm like, oh, great. Next
you got another one. You got another one. Exactly.
How do you, when I see you guys walk out there, I can't, even if I have a favorite team, I can't even like root against any of you, because I know what it's like. And it's, I don't know how you guys deal with it.
I think, honestly, it's, you know, first of all, like, you've been groomed, right, your whole life to play the game of football. You know, when you hit that field and it's time to play. And that kind of kicks in a little bit once the ball's kicked off and the game started, right? But the week leading up, it's the preparation and your I mean, I can't stress the coaching staff enough, because they have to be able to prepare your mind day in and day out to be prepared for a game like this. And I think our coaching staff at the time, Coach Coughlin and his staff, they really, because they had been there already in 2007, so they knew the regiment, timing, practice, what it looks like, the attention to detail. And Venus, I lie to you not, we did not have one mental error in practice. No one dropped the ball. No, everyone knew exactly what their role was, exactly where they needed to be, and where to make plays. And it really translated over on game day. And I think that preparation just allowed us to go out there. And yes, it's the Super Bowl, and you have those moments of like, looking up in the huddle and you're like, okay, wow, this is, you know, it feels like any other game until you look up and you're like, okay, this is the Super Bowl. This is different.
Does it feel like it goes by so fast though when you're there?
It did. The game, that whole week flew by. Like, you know, when you're in it, you're like soaking it all in and you're taking videos and things like that. But once it's over, it feels like, man, I want to do that again. You know, I want to live that. I want to do that whole week over again and see what I could do different. That's why I envy guys that go back, you know, to the Super Bowl 2 and 3 times and get to do it and relive it and do different things, you know?
Yeah.
But then there's also guys that have played 15 years in the NFL and don't even go to the playoffs. You know, let alone the Super Bowl, don't even make a playoff game. Oh. So it's just like, I'm just very lucky and fortunate to be able to be a part of a team in my home city of, you know, New Jersey, New York, with my whole family. Wow, Venus, I was getting 30+ tickets a game. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to hit my mother up because she might owe me some money. Like she might owe me some tickets. Like at this point, I need some money back. At this point. Oh, but to do it at home like that was just incredible because, you know, to have my family there, be at 8 games a year, and even travel to DC, you know, the ones that they can get to. Yeah. It was really special. It was really special.
I can imagine that. I really can. Well, I guess playing at the U.S. Open, but
there's an energy in that U.S. Open. Like, I love going to the U.S. Open in New York because there's that New York energy with people in the stands and the games is high stakes. It's the semis or it's the finals. And, you know, that energy is unmatched. Do you feel that energy when you're playing in New York like that?
I didn't really notice it until maybe the last time.
Okay.
You just don't appreciate it. And, you know, in the games, I always say matches, but the games are so focused, you cannot give a moment away or else the momentum switches.
Yeah.
You can't give a one moment. You can't give anything. So you end up out there just not hearing it.
Yeah.
And so there was just one moment, I think a couple years ago, 2018, where I was in the stands and I finally saw, I was like, wow, this is cool. And then like back to the match, you know. So it took forever. And sometimes when I go to different sporting events or like a concert, I'll see how amazing it is and I'm enjoying it so much. And then I'm like, I get to do that. But when you're out there, you don't feel any of that. You just feel this.
You just like tunnel vision. You're just looking at the opponent or what's in front of you.
It's like World War III. Like it is so serious when you're out there. It is
absolutely
another level. But and I think that as an athlete too, you bring that into your life. Mm-hmm. As well, you bring that intensity and that ability to cope under any kind of pressure, that ability to focus. How have you brought that off the field to your life?
Oh man, that's a great question. I think just that preparation that I was talking about before, because, you know, as you know, in football, every week is so important, and that preparation is important on how you perform each week. So I just know that if I prepare as well as I prepared in football for anything else in life, no matter what it is, I'll be ready to go and I'll feel confident and I'll be comfortable in whatever I'm doing. So I just take that level of preparation, whether I'm, you know, auditioning for something, as I get into the TV space a little bit more, as I do things for E. Obviously, I'm a correspondent on E! News now, doing different things about pop culture and doing different interviews and things like that. And I have to prepare for those things. So I try to prepare like I'm preparing for a game. And I know if I do that, by the time I get to the interview, I can just flow. It feels organic. And it's super chill. So I just try to prepare anything I do now, prepare as if I'm playing a football game, for sure.
So I have a question, because you mentioned TV, and you were just on the games. Can we talk about that?
Oh, God.
First of all, I am the world's worst actress. Even in a commercial, I beg them for no lines. It's just... I don't want it. I cannot do it. I want to just play sports. Don't give me a line.
I feel you.
And I know you're on the Titan games and you say, are you also doing scripted as well? Are you looking to do that?
Yeah, so I recently received, not recently, like before COVID, I received a role that I can't speak on yet because it's like, we haven't announced it. But I can tell you it's on Broadway. I'll tell you that. But there's something
dance at all?
No dancing. It's so funny. It's the first thing my mom was like, "You're gonna be dancing?" I'm like, "No, mom. It's not a dancing role. I promise." Okay. I promise. But not far fetched. Obviously, given my end zone celebration. But yes, I am dabbling some more into the TV space. Obviously, as a host, correspondent on a show on E! News, on E! Entertainment, and then as well as in the acting space, starting with Broadway. And that kind of, so here's another Carlos story, right? I told Carlos, hey, I'm interested in getting into acting, but just like anything else, right, being it's the preparation. I wanted to take some acting classes so I can get comfortable and then go on an audition, and then begin the process of, doing that side. And after maybe 2 acting classes, I had told Carlos about this already. I'm 2 acting classes in. He calls me and is like, I think I got you an audition. And I'm like, what? he's like, yeah, I think I got you an audition. And it's like, I think it was like a Tuesday. He was like, and it's on Monday. And I'm like, okay. And in my mind, I was like, well, I'll just treat this as practice. It'll be my first audition ever. I'll practice, and I'll just go in there and just let it go, and whatever happens, happens. So I prepare. I get there, sit in the chair. I walk in, intimidated immediately. Long table, 7 people, a camera, 1 guy that's going to be running lines with me, a chair in the middle of the room. And I'm like, oh, this is just like the movies. Okay, perfect. I sit in the chair, and we go through the lines. I did it about 3 or 4 times. And I walked out, and they were like, hey, we're going to have someone walk you out if you could just wait outside for 5 minutes. And, like, my anxiety's going. I'm like, I can just go home. I know how to leave. Like, you don't have to tell me I did or didn't get here. I can just go home now.
Pride starts.
Yeah, don't keep me here to tell me no. Exactly. So they come out 5 minutes later, and they was like, man, we think you have a good grasp of the role. We think you understand this character, and we want to give you the role. And I was like, give me the what now? The role? Like, this is my first audition. I don't know if you guys understand. And they were like, yeah, we think you knocked it out the park. And I was like, and I remember leaving out of there, hyperventilating, calling my mom, like, I think I just got it. She was like, no. And I was like, yeah. She was like, no. And I was like, yeah. So it was just like, just an incredible feeling.
And is this the role that you can't tell us about?
This is the role I can't tell you all about. But it's still happening. It's just going to happen top of the year. So an announcement should probably be coming out in the coming months. But I'm excited. I'm excited to put myself out there in a different way. I'm excited to see where this level of preparation takes me to the next phase. And just hopefully it's a building block to something bigger and greater as I continue this journey throughout my career, and just figuring out what I want to do and how it all shapes out and having fun. I think that's the biggest thing, is that I'm having fun doing all of it. I'm not taking myself serious. I'm just being myself, and whatever pocket I fit into in this crazy thing we call life, then I'll sit in that pocket and make it happen.
I love that attitude. Yeah. I love that. This has been so amazing. So amazing. Great. So we know what's next for you. You're going to get an Oscar and a Tony and
I already got a
Emmy.
Super Bowl ring, so now we got other things to get.
Oscar, Tony, Emmy. You gave me great advice that it's not my fault. Someone needs to bring the caring out of me.
Somebody's got to bring the nurture out of you.
Out of me. Yes, help me to nurture. I'm just like this machine. Let's not get into that. And also, I realized I have to do more. I have to do more for equality, even if it's unpopular. So, those were my lessons that I learned from you today.
Absolutely. And everyone, don't feel discouraged. I know people always feel like you got to give hundreds of thousands of dollars or your contribution won't be met. Trust me, 10 and 20s and 30, whatever you can give is enough, and that adds up. Trust me. So don't ever feel discouraged.
Yeah, it adds up. And also your time, your thoughts, all of those things add up.
Absolutely.
They really do.
Venus, this was great, man. We have to do this more. I want to work out, so I'm always ready to work out with you whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
And,
yes,
and whenever we're going to do this again, I'm down for sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Be well. Give your baby a hug. Tell your wife hello. I can't wait to hear about your new role.
Thank you.
All the best.
You got to come see me on Broadway. I'm holding you to that.
I will.
Okay, good. Carlos has set it all up.
Yes, Carlos will give me my gown, I guess, for the premiere.
Exactly. Have a great day, Venus. This was great. I always appreciate you. And stay blessed.
All right. Take care. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. So thank you so much, Victor, for coming on. And thank you for helping us to raise money for the Equal Justice Initiative. He had some really powerful words that I loved. And you have to do more. When he was wondering, why have I not done more for equality if I've experienced inequality and know that it exists? And I have to ask myself the same question. So now is better than never, and never is not existent anymore, because now we're moving forward. And thank you guys for all of your donations to the Equal Justice Initiatives. Remember, I am donating or matching every donation. So far we've raised $500, and so far we've raised about $10,000 for the Equal Justice Initiative in our Instagram lives with Coach Venus. So a lot of you guys come, and I am not able to work out today. I was going to work out with Victor Cruz today, but I had to rest my knees because I am getting ready for competition and starting to have to do things that require me to get ready for competition. So I'm sorry about that, but I promise you we will be back to working out, and we're going to actually add some impromptu workout sessions. So get ready for core, arms, legs, and working out. Guess what? This is the biggest muscle, right? Tunde, my dear friend Tunde from Peloton, she has let us know that our mind is our biggest muscle. So now's the time where we can ask some questions. But before I say that, please go to my link in bio so you can opt in for email updates on when we're working out, who we're working out with, and etc. I'd let you know when we're working out and who our chats are with on those days when I am unable to work out with you due to recovery and things I have to do as a professional athlete. So I'm gonna go to the question box, guys. If you want to ask a question, go to the question box. So the only thing I can't do right now is put the question on the screen because we're raising money. Instagram does not allow us to do that just yet, to put both on the screen, but one day soon. Okay, so let's see. This question is from Global Kid Media. Can we have a major sports leagues to team up with the Oscars, Grammys for Unity PSA ads? I think a great idea. You know, the Oscars and Grammys are a little bit out of my world. Don't know that many people in that world, but I think I love this idea, and just by saying it, we're putting it out there, and that would be great. Okay, so this question is not in English. It looks like it might be in Turkish. I really think it's in Turkish, and my Turkish is not good. Okay. We actually have someone, Hood Fave, K Briggs, Victor Cruz. I'm from Patterson, and Jay. Wasn't Victor great? He was awesome. Any suggestion? This is from King DWT. Any suggestions on a good cool down after a stress day? My thing, a movie. I love a movie, but that's at the end of the day. Also a swim, if you can't take a swim. I recommend some breathing, just to listen to some music that you enjoy, that puts you in the mood you want to be in. Try that music, do some deep breathing, let yourself go. Also, I recommend stretching too. Stretching and holding the stretch for over 30 seconds. It really does release this amazing kind of endorphin chemical throughout your body. Lots of suggestions there. So yes, those are all my like cool downs for stress. Okay. There are some weird questions on here. Why? Come on. Some of these are inappropriate. I'm trying to be a good Christian. Okay. How is this question is from, sorry guys, my camera's getting a little crooked. How is the perception, this is from KM Helgi. How is the perception of equality in professional sports? So in tennis, it's really a world scene. It's a world scene, and we play in China, we play in India, we play literally in every country in the world. And I have to say I've been welcomed everywhere I've gone by the fans and by the tournaments. So I have had a charmed existence because I was winning from the age of 14. So I haven't had to face a ton of blatant in my face. There have been different kinds of things that I've faced, but in professional sports, the wonderful part is that in tennis, you can let your racket do the talking. So if someone is over how you look, you can still win. So I recommend winning in life, and that helps also to raise the bar. Okay, so let's see. Let's open up the feed, guys. I'm gonna turn the comments on here. We're turning on commenting. Hello. Okay, so the comments are on, guys, and you can throw your questions in there also, or you can go throw them in the question box. Today, question box not going to come up, so I'm going to just hang out for your questions. What are you guys planning for this holiday? In Florida, the beaches are closed, and with good reason. there's not a lot of social distancing going on in Florida, and it is not safe. So guys, remember, even though the world's opening up, please just wear your mask. And if you are also able to just wash your hands, those two things, keep your distance. Okay, so lots of good questions here. This one is from Adika Cow. How are you mentally so strong, Queen V? It doesn't happen by chance. Mom and dad, first of all, and also the desire to want to be, but also practice. You gotta practice mental toughness. And in those moments where you're feeling down, feeling weak, having challenges, those are the moments where you practice being tougher, having the mindset you want to have in those situations, and knowing you can overcome. So those challenges that we face, don't look at them as, oh my God, I'm going through this. Look at it, yeah, this is, I'm building the character I want. I'm getting myself in a situation that I can get through and be ready for the next challenge. So I always say losses are this good practice for when you can learn how to win. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oh, this is from Boy Oh Softly. What do you think of Serena's new doubles partner? Well, I wish she would have told me that she was getting a new doubles partner. I'm on the outs looking for someone to play with. Actually, I can't stop looking at those photos. This baby, if you guys only knew what she's like, she is a blast. She's so fun and smart and cute and sweet and strong, and probably going to be a better tennis player than both of us combined. She's such a natural, and the world's ahead of her, and I just want to make sure this world's an amazing place for her. So thank you for donating the Equal Justice Initiative. I'm matching every donation. Guys, let's do this. Okay. CJ Nelson, hello from Nigeria. Hi, I love Nigeria. One of my favorite places. And let's see. This is from Annie Weta One. You look amazing. How have you been keeping healthy? So the last week I've been doing a lot of juice cleansing, and sometimes the juice cleanse involves a cupcake. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I didn't mean to have that cupcake or two that I had that one day, and then one day was popcorn. But for the most part, it's been juice and liquids and soup. So that's been fun for me. That detox, and I'm sticking to it. And then every now and then I just get so exhausted that I have to eat a meal, and then I go back on for a few days. So that's what I'm doing for this next week, just for detox purposes. And I think it's good for our health because it helps our digestive system to also have a rest. And when our digestive system is resting and not processing food, it gives our body the opportunity to heal as well. So it's good to fast some throughout the week. I'm starting to try to do it once a week as well, and also doing something as simple in the morning as warm water with lemon. That warm water is so good for your system, and also the lemon, it alkalizes it, makes it a place where disease can't exist. So I'm into all these different things. Those are a couple tips from me. Okay, cheers from Argentina, de la Mayoría, Augustine. Hi, I love Argentina. Another hello from Dominican Republic from Missy. And I'm just looking for your questions. This is from Operation Elevation. Do you miss Compton? I'm just really proud to be where I'm from Compton. And in a lot of ways, I was so young when I left. I was about 12. So it feels like a lifetime away. When I go back, so many things have changed. Things are bigger, better, so many different things happening there. My old house is still there. That's great. The courts I used to practice at are so much nicer now. And so lots of things have improved for the better. So I'm happy. I'm happy for that. Okay, this is Isabel Manis 84. Hi Venus, you're great. Are you vegan? No, I'm a chegan, which is when you mix cheating with vegan and you get this hybrid of a person who can't stop eating cupcakes, and that's the chegan. And when you're a chegan, it's only because you're doing the best you can, and when you fall off the wagon, you get back on. Okay, that's life, right? You don't give up, you keep going. So that's my deal. Okay, Anna J65. Are you really going to play World Team Tennis? I love World Team Tennis. It's a league started by Billie Jean King, who also founded the WTA. And it's where you play on a team. Every game counts. So there's this extra pressure, and it's a challenge that I don't always feel like I get play my best there. It's hard. It's a different kind of pressure that I'm not always used to. So with that being said, I am, fingers crossed, going to be at World Team Tennis very soon. Okay. Am I wearing makeup as my skin looks lovely and growing? This is from Miss Mocha. So I don't really like a lot of makeup. So if you can see, you can start to see some imperfections in my skin here. But for the most part, and a lot of days when I see you guys here, also I'm like, I just have gotten off the court and I have 3 layers of sweat on and I'm looking a little crazy. So on those days, and also I'm very just, when you've worked out for like 5 hours, how maybe the difference today. I haven't been on the court for 5 hours. Okay, so Q Money 94, what are you working on in your game right now? Any and everything. It's a constant process, and then there are moments where you think that you have something down and you have to go back and refine it. And that's one of the interesting things for me, and I'm not sure if other players experience this in tournament play, is that you have to also stay on top of your game. Sometimes in tennis you're playing, like an event can have 6 matches in one event, so you're playing 6 days in a row and you have to, something in your game might go off, you have to try to find the time even though there's no time to go, and kind of hone that again and then be ready to play. So it's an interesting challenge. Okay, so guys, I want you to know about what we're offering you. A lot of gyms are not open in different areas. My gyms are open here, but I'm choosing not to go because I want to be as safe as possible for my own health reasons. So this is why we're doing Coach Venus, so that way you guys can stay working out. And guess what? We're going to keep doing this because I've enjoyed connecting with you, and I've enjoyed talking about all things that are health and wellness, including mental toughness. How do you cope with challenges? How do you eat well? How do you de-stress? What do you do for fun? Like, all those things are a part of life. So you guys can go on 11byvenus.com, use the code Coach Venus for 20% off, and that's what we're offering you at 11 by Venus. So that way, or at 11, just at 11. So what does 11 stand for? And a lot of people were asking, why 11? Why 11? 11 stands for being better than a 10. And in life, there's those moments where we reach our best. We got 100 on this test. We got the job. We won our tournament. Whatever it may have been, and then that was a moment, and then what next? So at 11 we say better, not best, always going past where we think we can go, reaching for more, and not just staying at this moment at 10, but going past to an 11. And that is what 11 stands for. So that is why it's called 11, and that's why we want to help you to be able to reach 11 on a daily basis, and that is our goal at 11. We've got some great tools for you to be able to do that. Some of it has not happened yet. One of them is Coach Venus, which is what we're doing today. We'll be back with you next week. Opt in for email updates so you'll know when we're coming back. And another one is a great surprise that is going to be launching in a few weeks. So lots of things to help you be your best 11, and that's continual. It's every day. If you stop trying to be your best, guess what? You could become the worst. So with that being said, we got the code for you, Coach, for 20% off. We also just launched, and I should go grab them. Don't have them right now next to me. Our skincare, and it's Clean Beauty. And it's skin serums that are just so beautiful, and also sunscreen. And it's the active ingredient is zinc oxide. So you guys can grab those as well. So let's see. This is Adrian Engel. Olympia has 11 clothes. So when she was born, we got her like the little baby onesies made. And since that time, we haven't made her so any clothes. We should, right? Okay. Hi, Jay and Jonah. I love that you guys are here because you guys are usually at practice. Oh my gosh, my setup is wonky. So hi, Jay and Jonah. Now, guys, this is the count to follow. These two, brother and sister, are extremely supportive of each other, working so hard, and I love their point of view. And I loved your reviews the other day of the rackets and the balls and etc. So, oh, someone's asking me if I like Janae. This Janae Aiko, how do you say her name? I actually do. What album do I have by her and I've listened to only all the time? Let me tell you. Let's see, what's his album? Sail Out. Oh, that's an older one. I need to get the newer ones. Anyway, okay. This question is from Adita Cow. How you be able to ace on the first serve more often? So I think there's a lot to this because being able to ace on the first serve involves some confidence. So you got to feel like you can go for it. And then there's a ton of technical things that go into it. So I would say that the biggest thing that I could say is just visualize your spot. Pick your spot, visualize yourself hitting it there. As you throw the toss up and you're hitting the ball, visualize that spot. And hopefully that will help you. Now that's not as technical, more mental, but it's a good cue for being able to focus on that instead of focusing on like this pressure of hitting a great serve, because serving can be a lot of pressure at times. Okay, this is from Dant SVR. What's your favorite skin hack? So my favorite skin hack, I would say drinking water, but sometimes I get tired of drinking water. Am I the only one that gets tired of drinking water? I like drinking water, but then sometimes I don't want any water. I want some Prosecco. Whoops. Anyway, kids under 18 or 21, you didn't hear that. Anyway, so with that being said, my favorite skin hack is definitely just scrub your face, even if it's with a towel. Just scrub. And if you can find a great mechanical scrubber, my favorite one right now is it's on my last post. My favorite one. I don't think I put the name of it. That one's my favorite right now. But anything will do, even just a brush or a towel. Okay, men's line. This is from RB Tiga. Is that how you say your name? Not sure. So we don't have a men's line yet. I'm so sorry. We're working on it, but we do have some unisex items in our sunscreen, and skincare and keeping your skin healthy and beautiful is for men and women. So check those out, 11 by Venus, and we did that with Credo Beauty and the sunscreen company. So just go ahead and check those out. My favorite Grand Slam memory is ahead of me. That question is from the Alpha Room. Definitely ahead of me. This question is from Jazzy Jeff BX. Besides the Open, are you playing in DC? If the DC tournament happens, I would love to be there. So if all goes well in the world, nothing is guaranteed right now, but if it is possible for me to do so, yes, I will be there. Okay. This is also from Dance. What's my favorite skincare product? Some of my favorite products are from Asutra. The rose oil, don't sleep on it. And then the skincare, the skin serums, the retinol, the hyaluronic acid, and the vitamin C. This is a perfect combination for rejuvenating your skin, turning over your skin, making your skin even beautiful and shiny. That's all you need. Okay. Oh, Jane Jonah, thanks, Coach Venus. Okay, I think my feed is so far behind in all the comments. Yes. Okay, so this is from Adita again. What was the inspiration for a skin product? Is absolutely, I'm obsessed with skin, like obsessed to the point. One day we'll do a live, like my bathroom tour here is, you'd be shocked. I love skin, and I love to also like have my own lab where I create different things and try them. The last thing I made was it's really powerful and great. It's for hair, but it just doesn't smell great, and I can't take it one more second. I have to wash my hair. But it was great for like conditioning and growth and shine, but I couldn't take the smell. So I'm like blowing up the lab. Okay, so let's see. So many great comments, so much. Thank you guys for being here for me and with me. I look just like Serena. We're twins. I think we look similar. What's interesting is on the phone we sound exactly the same, which is, it's hard to tell the difference between us. So theoretically, she could do my conference calls. She could show up as me. I could show up as her, although I might not know what they're talking about and be like, "Hey, bad signal." Okay, so guys, it looks like we've raised about $626.21. And I'm going to match every single dollar. So that's about $1,300 for the Equal Justice Initiative. Thank you so, so much. And guys, remember also that it is never too late to speak up. It is never too late to give. Everything counts. So your thoughts, your words, your donations, all of your power into equality definitely counts. And also, I just personally want to thank every single person that made it possible for me to live my dream today, because there were people like Arthur Ashe, Althea Gibson, Martin Luther King, every single civil rights leader that allowed me the opportunity to play on tour, because that was not always possible for African Americans. So I want to be grateful for that on this historic day. And keep my notes here. Sometimes I forget what I want to say, but someone's like, oh no, she don't look like Serena. Okay. You guys do sound the same. All right. Okay. Sometimes we look similar, and I agree with that. Sometimes we do. Sometimes my mom looks very much like Serena too. Sometimes I see my mom and I think it's Serena. Oh no. But that's why she's a mom. When did I start taking my skincare very seriously? That's from a team of 07. When I was about 25, I started taking my skincare very seriously, but also I had real problem skin. So even now I have adult acne, and I've had acne my whole life. Doesn't seem like it, but I fight very hard against it. And there are some days where I'll show you. Let's see, this one happened and left a terrible mark. And there's sometimes I just can't do anything about it. It comes and I have to just live with it. So thankfully bangs are covering that little nasty girl. But so with that being said, I was always fighting against my acne. I would say like a vegan and a raw vegan diet really clears your skin up. But raw vegan is time consuming and tough. You need a chef for that. I don't have one. So you don't, but you have to. It just takes a lot of time. There's nothing impossible, quite obviously, because that's the 11 attitude. There's nothing impossible. But yeah, since I was 25, because of that, I was just like crazy skin, and I just now love skin, beauty, hair, and all of that. So guys, thank you so much for donating. Thank you so much for your time. And remember, you can go on our website, 11 by Venus, use that code Coach Venus for 20% off. And stay active, stay well, and please be safe. Please enjoy your weekend. I'll be back with you next week for some working out and getting busy. Getting jiggy with it. And anything else that I'm forgetting? No, I don't think so. Oh, I would like to talk about our Spotify playlist. So our Spotify playlist is awesome. We need to even update it more with my new favorite songs, actually. But go ahead and go work out to that thing. And I'll actually over the weekend maybe send you just a few fun workouts or a couple of like little tricks that I've been doing lately. So I'm getting back in the gym. Can't speak English because I'm getting hungry and I need to eat dinner. And that's a detox. So sometimes you get detox brain. All right, guys. Lots of love. Be well. Be safe on this weekend. I know a lot of people are excited, but remember, 6 feet distance and wear your mask. All right. Be well. Bye-bye.